is Sheree. If you're new, welcome to my channel. Why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. And if you're returning, it's always good to see you. So my little disclaimer, you will see this look. I'll link it above because I actually just filmed another video and, you know, doing a little pre-filming. So same look, different content, but I'll link it above. And while we're just having this quick little chat before I dive into the video, I'm popping this up here. I'd love it if you guys go ahead and check out my Instagram. I really do love to post things in between the looks and pictures of the videos, or of the looks in the videos that you can see a little bit better. So when you have a minute, when you have a second, please go ahead and check it out. So this video will be a favorite top 10 palettes of 2019. 2019, a lot of releases, a lot of palettes. I started my channel, so I definitely bought more palettes than I probably would have normally, just so that I could play with them and review them and give you guys something else to see. So it took me a second, but I went through all my palettes, and these are the top 10. So I'm going to start with number 9. Number 9 is the Huda Beauty Nude Obsessions in the color Rich, or oh yeah, it is color Rich. I say deep or rich, whatever. I really like this palette a lot. I love the color choices in here. It's a perfect travel palette. Like, you could get a lot of different looks in here, deepen it up, get something that's a bit more smoky and neutral, or warm it up with some of these warmer colors here. Just do an all over shimmer with maybe something in your crease. I really, really like this palette. So this one comes in at number 10. And look at the packaging. I talk about packaging a lot. I would say sorry, but I love packaging. Alright, okay, so coming in at number 9 is ColourPop. Can you see this? Bare Necessities palette. Now, I'm sure you guys have a lot of neutral palettes in your collection, and I do too. Just different price ranges and all that good stuff. But when I tried this palette out, it's actually relatively new. They just kind of released it at the end of the year. This is a really great travel neutrals palette. Like, it has, and the quality of ColourPop is really good, so it's super affordable, which I love. But look at this palette. Oh, it kind of washes it out on camera. I'll see if maybe I can put a better picture up on the screen. But the reason that I love this palette so much is that it has some really great neutral tones here, some rosier tones, brass, deeper brown. It's got a black in there. The shimmers are really good. Like, this, honestly, for me, captures all of my neutral colors. Like, I love mauvey berry tones. I love, of course, the brown smoky eye, and I like to bronze it up a little bit as well. So I was really surprised that this made my top 10, but I love it. This beat out my Natasha Denona. Biba. I love you, Biba, but that's a great palette. Coming in at number 8, the Huda Beauty Retrograde palette. Funny little story while I open this up. I actually filmed a tutorial on this and went and ran my errands. I'm like, yeah, I got this. I checked the video, all that stuff. Sit down to edit this bad boy, and the audio decided to fly away. I kind of just had a moment where I was like, yeah, it would be fitting. It's the retrograde palette, Mercury retrograde palette, that does not have audio. But in any case, I love, ooh, so reflective. I love this palette. Like, I was on the fence about getting this one, and I'm really glad that I did. It has fun colors, like the teal and the mauve, and it's just really fun. It inspires me to create, and I love palettes that are different, that actually give me some kind of like jolt to really want to see what I can come up with. And this palette definitely does that. So if you have a chance, I would for sure check this out. I'm sure you have colors like this somewhere in your collection, but it all in one palette, and the formula is actually really pretty good too. So I actually really like this one too. Okay, coming in at number 7, it's a recent palette as of the end of 2019, but I really like this one. Another ColourPop Flutterby. This palette packaging, oh, you know I love packaging. If you watch any of my videos, oh my god, I love packaging. But anyway, so It's got little glitter on it. It's so pretty. But I really like this palette a lot because I actually like cool tones. I'm thinking more than I like warm tones. Did I say it? I think I did. But this palette is so gorgeous. And it's always sold out too. But it's so pretty. I think it's part of their permanent line. So when I say sold out, I think it'll be back. It's just sold out temporarily. But I love the mauves in this palette. I love just the color family. I did a video on this one too, and I will link it up above. But Flutterby, if I can, one of my favorites of the year. Coming in at number 6, this is one of my all-time favorite brands. I love this company. The owners seem just super cool. They come up with really, really creative color stories. The quality never disappoints me. They just blend themselves. So who am I talking about? Melt Cosmetics. This is the Impulsive palette. I believe it's what it's called. Yeah, this one's called the Impulsive palette. And I love this one because, I mean, oh, I got the little protective things on there. But just, it's just gonna fall off. This is the Impulsive palette by Melt. I mean, look at these colors. It's so pretty. Like this, if I can do it, this row here. Oh, it's love. My monitor is backwards, so I'm looking at my monitor and I'm going the opposite way. But anyways, I love the creativity of this palette. It has so many funky colors. It just, when I look at it, I want to play. I want to see what I can come up with. And I come up with the most interesting combinations every single time. I don't think I've actually done a review on this one or a look with this one, but I will do one definitely this year. Love this palette. I think I'm going to say that for all of them. Love this palette. I mean, it is top 10. So this next brand, these are really, let me just say, these top 5 are some of my favorite brands of all time. So forgive me if I say it every single time, but this brand here, she, again, like Melt, she does some incredible color combinations, and the quality is just bar none. I will probably say that for the rest of them, but really for sure. And this was her first palette, so this is the, you see it? Sunrise palette. This was her first palette that she actually made way more affordable than her other palettes. And just the color story. I believe this is the only true warm tone palette in my top, yeah, it is, in my top 10, my only true warm tone palette. This one is so beautiful. I love the look I created with this one. I will try to link it above. But it has enough variety. I find that with warm tone palettes, it's just kind of the same family for the most part. But this one pushes it, like I can just combine the colors and come up with something that's warm, but it has a bit more punch to it. I really, really like this palette. So this is my number 5 palette. Okay, so coming in at number 4, no other than Miss Jackie. She killed it with this collab with Anastasia Beverly Hills. I mean, killed it. Like this packaging again. Whew. But this combination of colors, oh my gosh, look at that. It's upside down. I don't want to blind you with the mirror. But this palette is so saturated and rich, and it just has some incredible combinations. As you can see, sort of the theme of these palettes for me is the ones that I consider my top 10 are the ones that I can really just let my creativity fly and not have to worry about the quality or anything like that. And this definitely is one of those palettes. So it's the Jackie Aina collab with Anastasia Beverly Hills. Yeah, Miss Jackie had to be in the top 10. And at number 3, this palette was a limited edition, so I believe this is the only one out of all of my top 10 that you will probably not be able to get unless you buy it on like eBay for some crazy amount of money or like Poshmark or something. But the Divine Rose by Pat McGrath. Again, the artwork. This palette, you know, I love red, or sorry, not red. I love pinks and mauves, and those are really honestly like my favorite colors ever. And this palette did not disappoint. You probably can't really see how beautiful this palette is with the lights. I will for sure try to put a picture on the screen so that you can really see just how beautiful this palette is. I mean, Pat McGrath, granted you may not be able to get this one anymore, but you can definitely pick up some of her other Mothership palettes and you will not be disappointed. Like, she has regular shades, she has some special shades in the corners, or the last four special shades, and she's just an artist, and it shows in her packaging, it shows in the overall presentation of her palettes, and then inside with the color choices and the quality. Like, absolutely, absolutely one of my favorites. So getting down to the last two, I would say this was difficult. It was difficult. I would say this was difficult to come up with, but yeah, it kind of was. I love them both equally, and top two favorite brands ever, ever. You've seen them here already, so if that gives you a little clue as to what I'm going to talk about. But coming in at number 9, Natasha Denona Metropolis palette. Natasha Denona Metropolis palette. I love, love, love. I mean, I know I've said it probably for every single one of these, but for real, like, I really love this palette. This palette is just so beautiful. Disclaimer, again, you probably won't see this beautiful saturation. Oh, you can kind of see it if I leave it like that. This palette is just so cool. I mean, I love to do looks that are just crazy color combinations, but still kind of a little bit grungy. You can kind of do it a bit smoky. You can go plain, normal, whatever you want. This one gives me all of those options with the colors, the quality. She has a new formula in this one. This palette, I would 100% say you gotta check it out. I mean, without a doubt, yeah. Natasha Denona Metropolis palette. Yeah. Alright. Okay. So my favorite palette of 2019, okay, the quality, bar none, color choices, bar none, top favorite brands, all of that stuff. But I have to say that this entire collection just was so artistic. The details were 100% there. It's just you felt immersed in the culture of what this really represents for one of the founders. And it's just, you felt it just by looking at the collection, the palettes, the artwork, again, the details. So enough of me raving, but this is the Milk Cosmetics Amor Eterno collection, and the palette is Vida. Oh my gosh, this palette, when you think about the other palettes and the range in the other palettes, the other palettes definitely have quite a bit more range, but the entire experience of this and the way they put these colors, the ones that they did choose, put them together, you have just all the feels. Oh, can you see that? Let me try to do it this way. This is the Muerte palette. Yeah, moment of silence. This palette is so beautiful. I mean, I did a look on this one as well, and if I can have all the cards I'm talking about, I will put the card up above. But this palette, just, I kind of ranted about it on my Instagram. It just really inspired me to create. Like, I mean, I can tell you I love this palette, I can tell you I love the brand, and I do, but this was the first palette where I actually really just could not wait to sit down and film something, and was just so giddy and excited about, the palette. And then, like the look too. So yeah, the Muerte palette Amori Tono collection by Melt, my #1 palette of 2019. Well, you guys, thank you so much for spending some time with me to go through my top 10 palettes. You know, these are all palettes that, you know, for me, I just am really excited to get in and play with and film or just play with on a daily. I try to find a way that I can wear some of these colorful palettes to work because I just love them so much. And yeah, well, if 2020 is anything like 2019, I'm sure there will be a slew of other palettes coming out. However, with that thought, I should probably go on a low buy. I have a lot of palettes. But in any case, check me out on my Instagram when you have a moment. I, again, am really trying to, you know, build a following there and create a channel and a family here, and they go hand in hand for me. And aside from that, I want to wish you guys an incredible morning, noon, or night, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Thank you guys. Happy 2020. Bye.